Today's topic is laws of motion in this impulse and force. You see this problem number 1, a block of metal weighing 2 kg resting on a frictionless plane. So, this is a block, the weight or mass is 2 kg. It is struck by a jet of water at the rate of 1 kg. So, here it is struck by a jet of water at 1 kg per second, and at a speed of the velocity of this one v bar is equal to 5 meter per second. The initial acceleration of the block is. To find out the acceleration, we have this formula f is equal to ma and acceleration a is equal to f by m, where f by mass of this block is 2. But what is f? Here the force is given by the jet of water. So, this jet of water force is given by the rate of change in momentum. So, a is equal to 1 by 2 d by dt of p. So, this is a is equal to 1 by 2. What is the change in momentum? Here if you see, it has dm by dt is equal to 1 kg per second. This is velocity. So, momentum is mass into velocity, but rate of change in momentum means d by dt of mv bar. So, this is a is equal to half into, here we can write this as dm by dt into v bar. Here the jet is striking here and it is stopping there, it is not reflecting back. So, the final velocity will become 0. So, change in velocity is v minus 0 only. So, you just put these values now, half into the dm by dt is 1 kg per second and velocity is 5. So, the acceleration is 2.5 meter per second square. So, option 1 is correct. Problem number 2, a body of mass 1 kg which is dropped from a height 100 meters, 10 meters, bounces to a height of 2.5 meters. Impulse felt by the ground. So, this is the ground, this is the body which is dropped from a height of 10 meters. Let me take this as h1. So, after that it rebounds to a height of 2.5 meter only. So, what is the impulse felt by the ground? That means this body will give some impulse to this ground. That means impulse created by this body, produced by this body on the ground. Here the impulse is given by force into time. We know that force F is equal to ma v minus u by t into t. F is equal to ma is this tt get cancelled, that is mv minus mu. Impulse is nothing but change in momentum. Now, what is the mass of this body given? 1 kg. This is 1 kg. So, here let me take m common v minus u. 1 into, what is v? Final velocity. Here it is reaching 2.5 meters height. That means here velocity will become 0. So, what is the velocity after striking the ground? V. So, how to find this v? V square minus u square is equal to 2gh. If you substitute this value, this will become root over 2gh2 minus, what is the initial velocity before striking the ground? This is minus root over 2gh1. Why it is minus? See, this velocity is upwards, I took it as positive. This velocity is downwards, I took it as negative. This is the difference. Now, from this one, 1 into root over 2, g value 9.8, height of rise is 2.5. This is minus of minus plus root over 2 9.8 into 10. So, this impulse is given by 1 into 9.8, 2.5 into 2 is 5, 5 into this one equals root 49 plus root, this is 9.8 into 10 is 98 into 2, this is 196. So, based on this one, root 49 is 7, root 196 is equal to 14. So, this is the 21 Newton second. So, option 4 is correct. This is the impulse. Problem number 3, the mass of rocket is 500 kg and relative velocity of the gases ejecting from its seat is 250 meter per second with respect to the rocket. So, this is the rocket here. So, these are the gases. The mass of the rocket is given as 500 kgs and the relative velocity of these gases which are ejecting with respect to the rocket is given by 250 meter per second. Now, what they want? The rate of the burning of fuel to give the rocket an initial acceleration of 20 meter per second. So, to give an acceleration of 20 meter per second square in the vertically upward direction is dash. So, they are asking how much fuel has to burn to give this much acceleration. In this case, upward force is equal to downward force. What is the upward force? M into G plus A, because the weight is acting downwards and acceleration is upwards. The total net force acting on this resultant force is M into G plus A, which is given by dm by dt into velocity of gases with respect to the rocket. Now, what is M? Here it is given as 500. G, let me take it as 10 because it is given G is equal to 10. Acceleration to be produced is 20. The dm by dt that I am finding here, and this will be 250 meter per second. Now, this is 500, this is 30. So, this is 15 into 10 power 3, which is equal to dm by dt of 250. Now, dm by dt is given by 15,000 by 250. So, 5 5s, 5 3s, 0 0. So, this is a 60 kg per second. Option 2 is correct. Problem number 4. 50 kg person standing in a lift with a suitcase on his head. So, this is the person and this is the suitcase on his head whose mass is 20 kg and he is inside a lift. And here lift is moving up with an acceleration of 4.9 meter per second. Then the force with which the suitcase presses his head is given by. And the lift is going up, the apparent weight of this one is given by m into g plus a, where mass is equal to 20, g which is not given, you take 9.8 and acceleration 4.9. So, 20 into 14.7, so 14 2, so 294 newtons. So, this is the force with which the suitcase presses his head. So, option 2 is correct in this case. In fifth problem, a balloon weighing 1000 kg is descending with an acceleration of 2 meter per second. So, this is a balloon whose mass is 1000 kg and it is descending with an acceleration of 2 meter per second square. How much load must be taken out from the balloon so that it descends with zero acceleration? Same balloon, if you remove some mass, let us say the new mass is equal to m, then it should descend with a zero acceleration, means constant velocity. So, how much mass we have to remove from this one? Here they are asking us to take a small g is equal to 10. In the first case, the weight of the balloon is acting downwards and the upward thrust is acting upwards, and the equation of force is equal to mg minus t is equal to ma. Weight is equal to 1000, g 10 minus t is equal 1000 into 2 here, because acceleration is 2. So, this is 10,000, this is 2000. If you bring this one this side, 10,000 minus 2000 will be 8,000. So, this is the upward thrust acting on this balloon while it is coming down. But in the same case, here also the thrust never changes. This will be 8,000 newtons only, the upward thrust. Now, this is 8,000 newtons. Now, the present weight is equal to mg. Now, we can solve this problem by using the same formula here. Here also it is coming down or going down, this will become mg minus t is equal to ma. What is m here? M is unknown value, g is equal to 10 minus t is equal to 8,000 is equal to 0, because the net acceleration in this case is 0. So, now m into 10 is equal to 8,000 or mass is equal to 800 kg. Previously it was 1000 kg, now it is 800 kg. So, how much load we have to taken from this one, taken out? So, load to be removed, load to be removed. Previously 1000, now it is only 800 kgs. That means, if you remove 200 kgs mass from the balloon will descend down with a constant velocity or zero acceleration. Option 2 is correct. Sixth one, a wooden box of mass 50 kg. So, this is a wooden box of mass 50 kg is on a horizontal surface. The coefficient of static friction is given as 0.5, so that is 1/2. Coefficient of kinetic friction is 0.4, that is 4 by 10 or 2 by 5. Now, a boy is exerting a horizontal force of 150 newtons on the box. Let us say one boy is exerting a force of 150 newtons on it. The frictional force acting on the box is dash. First of all, the weight of the body is acting downwards and normal reaction will act upwards and the friction force F. So, what is the maximum frictional force in this case? The maximum frictional force between the block and the surface is given by mu s into n. What is mu s here? 1 by 2. N is equal to weight of this one, which is equal to mg. So, this is half into mass of this one 50. G value not given, you take 9.8. So, this is 50 into 10 500 or 50 into 9.8 490 by 2. So, 245 newtons. Remember students, this is the maximum frictional force between the block and the surface. But when a person is applying 150 newtons, if applied force applied less than the maximum frictional force or limiting frictional force, then the frictional force between these two must be assumed as the applied force only. Here the person is applying 150 newtons, so answer is 150 newtons, first option. In this problem, suppose instead of frictional force acting on the box, let us say if they ask to find out the maximum frictional force, then your answer would be 245 newtons, because when the body is not moving, the maximum frictional force is given by F is equal to mu s into n. So, where we found here 245, then option 2 is correct. Otherwise, the applied force is less than maximum frictional force, the frictional force between those two bodies is said to be equal to the applied force only. Please remember this difference, otherwise you will lose -1. Thank you. Problem number 7. When a force 14.8 Newton applied on a body, it moves with an acceleration of 1. So, when a force 14.8 Newton applied on a body, the acceleration produced is equal to 1 meter per second on a rough surface. But on applying a 16.8 Newton on the same body, let us say the force applied is 16.8. Now, the acceleration produced is 1.4. What is the value of coefficient of friction between the block and this surface? Now, here this is the applied force F1, this is F2. In both cases, frictional force will act in the opposite direction. So, the force equation is applied force minus frictional force is equal to mass into acceleration. Now, let me write the first case. So, in the first case, applied force was 14.8, frictional force is unknown, mass of the body unknown, acceleration is 1. Similarly, if you take this is equation 1. For second case, this is 16 point applied force, frictional force is unknown, mass into 1.4, this is equation 2. Now, subtract these two, minus, plus, minus. So, minus these cancel, 14.8 minus 16.8 is minus 2, this is m minus 1.4 m minus 0.4 m. So, here minus minus get cancelled, m is equal to 2 by 0.4, that is 4 by 10. So, 2 into this 4 by 10 will become 10 by 4, cancel, this is 5 kg. So, mass of the block in this problem is 5 kg, but I want that mu value. So, to find out mu value here, let me substitute this m value in any one of the equation, you will get the frictional force. So, now let me take the first equation here. From the first equation, 14.8 minus frictional force F is equal, mass of this block is m into 1, this is 5. So, if you remove this 5 this side and friction that side, 14.8 minus 5 will be 9.8. So, the frictional force is equal to 9.8. But what is the frictional force equation? Frictional force is given by mu into mg. So, 9.8 is equal to mu into 5 into 9.8. 9.8, 9.8 cancel. 5 mu is equal to 1. Mu is equal to 1 by 5 or 0.2. So, option 2 is correct in this case. Problem 8. Uniform rope is placed on a horizontal table such that part of it is hanging from the edge. So, this is the table and the uniform chain is hanging from the edge of the table. The hanging part is 1/5 of the total length. So, total length let us say L. So, let us say this is L by 5. So, this will be 4L by 5. Now, length is in limiting equilibrium, coefficient of friction between the rope and table is dash. Remember students, in this case the weight of this one is acting downwards. Let us say mass is equal to capital M and this mass will be m by 5. So here I can write the weight of this hanging portion is m by 5 into g. Similarly, the frictional force between these two will act in the opposite direction. This will prevent this chain to fall down. So what is the frictional force? So these two must be equal. So frictional force is going by mu into the weight of this portion. That is mu into, what is the weight here? Weight is equal to, if the length is 4L by 5, mass will be 4m by 5. So here I am writing this is 4m by 5g. So this is the frictional force and these two must be equal. So let me equal these two. M by 5g must be equal to mu of 4 by 5 mg. This mg cancel, 5 cancel, 4 mu is equal to 1, mu is equal to 1 by 4. So the coefficient of friction between the rope and the table is 1 by 4. Option 3 is correct. In problem number 9, when a force 110 Newton acts on a body of 20 kg. So this is a body of mass 20 kg and a force is acting on this one. This is 120 newtons. But it is on a rough surface. Why? Because they are asking us to find out the coefficient of friction. So if there is a smooth surface, work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. But if it is a rough surface, this is not the work done by only this force. So work done by the resultant force. So how to find resultant force? Here the applied force is this much, resultant force, that means frictional force will act in the opposite direction. This is the applied force. The resultant force is capital F minus small f. This is the resultant force in this case. So in this what we can write, work done is equal to resultant force into displacement is equal to the change in kinetic energy. Here the velocity was 0. After coming to this point, the kinetic energy is found to be 220 joules. So here initial kinetic energy is equal to 0 and final kinetic energy is 220. So change in kinetic energy is final kinetic energy half mv square minus initial kinetic energy 0 because body is at rest. Now what is the applied force? 120 minus F into displacement is 10 meters from here to here given. In this case it moved by distance of 10 meter. So the final kinetic energy is 220 minus 0. Now 120 into this is 1200 minus 10F is equal to 220. Bring this one this side. 1200 minus 220 is equal to 10F. So this is 980 is equal to 10 into F. Cancel. The frictional force is equal to 98 newtons. So out of this 120 newtons, 98 newtons force is the frictional force. So the resultant force is only 22 newtons, but we don't want that one. Sometimes they may ask me to find out the resultant force also, but I want this coefficient of friction. So F is equal to mu n, 98 is equal to mu into mg. Mg is the weight of this body which is equal to 20 into g. So 98 is equal to mu into 20 into 9.8, 9.8 1 so 9.8 is 2. So mu is equal to 10 by 20 or 1 by 2. So the coefficient of friction is given by 0.5. So option 1 is correct in this case. 10th one, a particle is set moving with the Ke equal to E. So this is a particle moving with the Ke equal to E. Straight up an inclined plane with the angle theta. The coefficient of friction being mu, the work done against the friction before the particle comes to rest. As there is a friction, its kinetic energy gradually decreases. Let us say after reaching some point, the velocity becomes 0 or the kinetic energy also becomes 0. So here let us say the distance travelled is L and the height raised is h. So from this triangle, sin theta is equal to h by L. So L is equal to h by sin theta. So you can use this concept. Now the total kinetic energy in this case is equal to increase in potential energy plus energy lost due to friction. Because when the particle is going up, if friction is not there, change in Ke must be equal to change in Pe. But here as friction is there, so there will be some energy loss due to friction. Now what is Ke here initially? The change in Ke, E minus 0. So this is E minus 0. What is the change in potential energy? When the body reaches here, final potential energy mgh, initial potential energy 0 when it is here. Plus the energy lost due to friction, let me take this as E friction. Now In this case, E is equal to mg into what is h? H can be taken as L sin theta. So let me write this as L sin theta plus this is frictional force F into distance travelled. Here is L. So now E is equal to mg L sin theta plus frictional force is equal to mu mg cos theta into L. You can see L is common here. The L is given by total kinetic energy by mg common sin theta plus mu cos theta. So this is the distance travelled by this particle before coming to rest. Now I want work done against the friction. Work done against the friction is given by frictional force into distance travelled. What is the frictional force? We know the frictional force is equal to mu mg cos theta. Mu mg cos theta into the length is given by E by mg into sin theta plus mu cos theta. Here mg get cancelled. The work done by against the friction is given by this is E mu cos theta by sin theta plus mu cos theta. So this is the expression. So if you observe these options, E mu cos theta by this is E mu cos theta by sin theta. So this is option 1 is correct. 11. A block of mass m, this is mass m, is placed under a block of mass capital which is lying on the horizontal surface. The coefficient of friction between these two blocks is mu 1, this is mu 1 and here this is mu 2. The maximum horizontal force to be applied for the lower block so that two blocks move together. So what is the maximum force that can be applied on this block so that these two blocks can move together? First of all, what is the frictional force here? The frictional force between blocks is given by mu 1 into mg. If the applied force is greater than this one, then this will move in this direction and this will move in the opposite direction. If the applied force is equal to this one, then these two blocks will move together. So this should not be greater than the applied force. So this is this one. Now, what is the acceleration produced due to this frictional force here? So ma is equal mu 1 into mg, where a is the acceleration of the system, get cancelled. The acceleration due to this force is given by mu 1g. Now let me take the second one. So what is the frictional force? Frictional force between the surface and two blocks or the bigger block. So here it is given by the frictional force between these two is given by F2 is equal to mu 2 into total weight on this one is this. Let us say the total acceleration of the system is A. Now what we can write from this equation, applied force minus this frictional force, that is mu 2 into m plus m into g is equal m plus m into this acceleration. This is the equation of force. But we know A is equal to mu 1g. So F minus mu 2 capital M plus small m into g is equal capital M plus small m into A is equal to mu 1g. You can see this m plus m, it is mu 1g, this is minus mu 2g when it goes to plus mu 2g. So this can be written as m plus m in into mu 1g plus m plus m into mu 2g. So the maximum force that can be applied so that these two blocks move together is m plus m is common, g is common, m plus m into mu 1 plus mu 2 into g. So this is the final option. So here we can decide E m plus m into mu 2 plus mu 1 into g. Option 4 is correct. 12. The acceleration of the block and trolley system shown in the figure is dash. Here coefficient of friction between the block and trolley is given as 0.04. In this case, here the tension the string will pull this block. So for this 20 kg trolley, tension will pull this trolley. So T is equal to 20 into, let us say, acceleration produced is A. But in this case, the 5g force weight is acting downwards, tension, so this is acceleration, let us say. So for that equation is 5g minus T is equal to 5a. So cancel these two. Here you will get 5g is equal to 25a. If there is no friction at all, so your equation will be 5 into g. If you take g 10, this is 50 is equal to 25a. So acceleration is 2. Remember, if the friction is not there, suppose if friction is there, then if it is tension, if it is the frictional force, then this equation will change. Now the new equation, that means actually according to this given problem, this equation, this is without friction. Same problem without friction, but here friction is given. So with the friction, how to solve this problem? With the friction, so this equation T minus F is equal to 20a. This is equation 1, and for that equation it remains as 5g minus t is equal to 5a. If you add these two, 5g minus f is equal to 25a. So g is equal to given as 10. So 50 minus f is equal to 25a. So this is equation 1. Here the coefficient of friction is given as 0.04. So this is 50 minus mu into mg is equal to 25a. 50 minus 0.04 means 4 by 100. Mass of this trolley 20, g is equal to 10 is equal to 25a. So this is a 15. So this will become 5000. Sorry, this is a 15. This is a 200. This is 100. Cancel 2. 4 2s are 8 only. So this is 50 minus 8 is equal 25a. A is equal to, this will be 42 by 25. So this is 42 by 25. I think options are not clear. This is 22 by 23, 6 by 11, 58 by 25, 42 by 25. So option 4 is correct. 13. In the system shown, the mass m is in circular arc of amplitude 60 degrees. So this is 60 degrees. The minimum value of coefficient of friction between the mass 4m, this is 4m, and the surface of table to prevent slipping. For this to slip, the frictional force in this direction must be equal to the tension. If these two are equal, this will be at equilibrium, means at rest. Here also the tension T and the forces acting here is mg plus, as it is moving along a circular arc, this is mv square by r. So in the first case, what I am going to write, the tension here for this body, for mass m, mg plus mv square by r. So T is equal to mg plus m by r. What is v? Here at the mean position, here velocity 0, here v. So we can write v square minus 0 square, because velocity is 0 here, is equal to 2g. And here we know that if the length of this one is r, here length is given as it is not given. So let me take it as L. So this will be L cos 16. So what is the displacement here? This displacement is L minus L cos 60. L minus L cos 60. So V is written as 2GL 1 minus cos 60. So V square is equal to 2GL 1 minus half, this is half. So V square is equal to GL. And here L is equal to R. So this is V square is equal to GR, because L is equal to R here. Length is equal to radius of circle arc. This will be, T will be 2mg. Now for mass 4m, the frictional force must be equal to the tension in the string. Here frictional force is equal to mu into mass 4m into g is equal to, the tension is 2mg. So this mg get cancelled, 2 1s, 2 2s. So mu is equal to 1 by 2, that is 0.5. Option 3 is correct. 14. Car is travelling at a speed of 36 kmph, 36 into 5 by 8 into, that is 10 meter per second. The coefficient of friction between the tires and road is given as 0.5, g is 10, the minimum radius is. We know that tan theta is equal to v square by rg, which is equal to mu, because tan theta is equal to mu. We need to find out the radius of this one. So r is equal to v square by mu g, v is equal to 10 square by mu 0.5, let me take it as 1 by 2 into 10. So this is 5, this is 100 by 5, this is 20 meters. So answer is option 4. This 15, a simple pen of length L, it is carrying a bob of mass M. It is pulled aside and released. Pulled aside and released. If T is the tension of the string at the lowest point, so here when the bob is here, the tension is T, the speed at this position is dash. We know that the upward force must be equal to downward force mg plus mv square by L, because r is the radius of this one is equal to length of the string. So, the speed is, this is from the equation T is equal to mg plus mv square by L, T minus mg is equal to mv square by L. So, v square is equal to T minus mg into L by m. So, v is equal to root over T minus mg into L by m. So, this is T minus mg by m is the first option. 16, a 70 kg man stands in contact with a wall. So, this is a wall of a cylindrical drum and a 70 kg person is in contact with this one. The coefficient of friction between the wall and clothing is mu is equal to 0.2 here. Now, the minimum rotation speed of the drum to enable the man to remain stuck to the wall when the floor is removed. When the floor is removed, let us say he is stuck to this one and it is rotating with an angular velocity. So, they are asked to find out that angular velocity only. If it is rotating like this, the force with which the person presses the drum is equal and opposite to the force with which the drum presses the person. So, here in this case, this is the normal reaction and as the body is rotating, that means person is rotating in a circular path, this is m r omega square. Now, the weight of the person is acting vertically downwards, which is given by mg, and the frictional force is acting upwards. If these two are equal and opposite, person will be stuck to the wall only. So, what I am going to write, F is equal to mg, F is equal to mu n is equal to mg, mu into n is m r omega square is equal to mg, here mm get cancelled, omega square is equal to g by mu r or omega root g by mu r. So, what is that angular speed here, root over, g is not given here, let me take it as 9.8 by mu is 0.2 and the radius of this drum is 1 meter. So, this is 9.8 by 0.2 or 98 by 2 or 49. So, angular speed is equal to 7 radian per second. Option 3 is correct. 17. A particle is in uniform circular motion. The acceleration A bar at a point P r comma theta on the circle of radius r is dash. Here theta is measured from the x axis. So, this is circular path, this is x axis. So, angle is measured here, this is theta, radius is r at this point P. What is the acceleration? When a particle is moving in a circular path, it will have centripetal acceleration which always acting towards the center of this one. So, this can result into two components. So, the acceleration of a particle moving with velocity within a circular path of radius r is given by A is equal to v square by r. So, this is A and this can be resolved into two components as A cos theta, this is A sin theta. So, the acceleration in this case is given by A cos theta minus I cap, because this is along negative x axis and this is along negative y axis, A sin theta minus j cap. Now, substitute this value, A bar can be written as A is equal to v square by r cos theta I cap. So, let me take minus here. Here this will become minus v square by r sin theta j cap. So, you can see this both are minus here. So, option 2 is correct. 18. A body weighing 0.1 kg is dropped from a point 9.8 meter above the clay. This is a clay field and is found buried to a depth of 0.2 meters. So, after passing through clay for a distance of 0.2, it buried there. The resistance offered by the clay for the motion of this body is given by. Here, first of all, from here to here, let me take this as A, this is B and C is the point where it is going to bury in the clay. From A to B, here what I am going to write, v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Velocity on the ground, let me take it as v. Initial velocity, it is always 0 because it is dropped. Minus 0 is equal to 2 into 9.8 into g, h is also 9.8. So, v square is equal to 2 9.2. So, V is equal to 9.8 into root 2. This is the velocity attained by this body while striking the ground. After that, as it is going down, clay is doing some work against the motion of this body. So, work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. So, work done is the force exerted by the clay, that is resistance force offered by the clay, into displacement inside the clay is equal to half m v square minus final velocity is 0 here. So, here actual formula is final kinetic energy is 0 and initial kinetic energy on the ground is half m v square. So, here F into displacement is 0.2 is equal minus half into mass of this body is given as 0.1. V is equal to 9.8 root 2, V square is equal to 9.8 whole square into 2 or 9.8 into root 2 whole square. So, F into this 0.1, 0.2 cancel, 2F is equal minus of half into 9.8 into 9.8 into 2 to get cancelled. So, now F is equal to minus 9.8 into 9.8 by 2. So, this is 4.9. So, the resistance force offered here I am getting negative. Why? Because it is opposing the motion of this body. This is nearly 10 5 40. So, the nearest answer in this case is 49 newtons, which is a negative. 19th, an engine hauls 373 quintals of coal per hour from a mine of 180 meter deep, taking small g is 10, efficiency 40. What is the actual power? The efficiency is given by output power by input power. So, this is output power. Here it is lifting 373 quintals of coal from 180 meter deep in 1 hour. So, the output power is given by mgh by T by this is the input power or actual power. So, the actual power is given by mgh by T by this. So, the actual power is given by, what is the mass of this one? 373 quintals, and G it is not given, let me take it as 9.8, height is equal to 180 by, so now they ask to take G10, so let me take G10 only, by time is equal to 1 hour, that is 3600, by efficiency 40%, that is 40 by 100, here I can get 100 by 40. So, this 0 0 get cancelled, 18 ones, so 80 20s, 10 ones, so 10 2s. So, this is 0 0 cancel, this is 2, this is 5. So, the actual power in this case is given by 373 into 100 into 5, this is 500 by 2 into 2 4. So, this is the actual power. So, this is in watts, but they are asking to find out this in terms of horsepower. We know that 1 HP is equal to 746 watts and 1 watt is equal to 1 by 746. So, the actual power in horsepower is given by 373 into 500 by 4 into 746. You can see this, these two get cancelled. So, this is 500 by 8. So, 8 6 2s tons this. So, the actual power in this case is given by 62.5 horsepower. So, option 1 is correct. A block of mass m moving with the speed v. So, this is a block of mass m moving with the speed v, compresses a spring through a distance x. So, this is a spring initially. Now, when the block compressed this one, it is found that after compressing through a distance x, the block stopped or not stopped, actually the speed of the block is halved, that means velocity was v by 2. So, what is the spring constant of the spring? Here the total energy of this spring block system, total energy of spring block system remains constant. So, due to this, the total energy before striking is equal to total energy after compressing this one. So, what is the total energy initially? That is half m v square plus kinetic energy, potential energy of spring is 0. After compressing, this will become half m v by 2 whole square plus half k x square. Now, you can see this half m v square, this is half m v square by 4. So, you can take half m v square minus half m v square by 4 is equal half k x square. Half m v square common, half mv square common, 1 minus 1 by 4, this is 3 by 4 is equal half k x square, half of get cancelled. I need this k value. So, this 3 mv square by 4 x square is equal to k. So, this 3 mv square by 4 x square is option 3. Here in 21st problem, body pushed vertical up with the speed of 39.2. So, this is 39.2 meter per second velocity. After 2 seconds, what is the ratio of PE and KE? Now, here PE by KE is given by PE is equal to mgh. Let us say height is in 2 seconds is mgh, and KE is equal total height reached, let us say mg capital H. In that, if you remove this one, you will get a kinetic energy at this point because total energy remains same. So, now this PE by KE is given by H by capital H minus small h. So, what is the maximum height capital H with this speed? V square by 2g, that is 39.2 by 2 into 9.8, this is 4, this will be 2 meters. So, this will be 2, and what is the height within this one? So, within this at a height 2, h is equal to v naught t minus half gt square, which is given by small h is equal to 39.2 into 2 minus half into 9.8 into 2 square is 4. So, 39 2 means 78.4 minus this is 2 cancel, this is 19.6. So, this is v square by 2g. In this case, I have tried 39.2 into 39.2. These two get cancelled 2 times. This is 39.4. This is 2. This is 39 into 2 means 78.4. So, the maximum height is 78.4, and this is 58.8. This is 58.8. This is also 58.8. So, answer is 58.8 by this is 19.6. So, this will be 3 times. The answer is 3:1. 22. 6 meter by 4 meter by 2 meter. This is 6 width 4 height 2 of 1500 kgs is resting with its 6-4 phase on the ground. So, this is 6 and 4 phase is on the ground. The work done in making it stand with its 2-4 phase. This is 4 as usual, 2 will be on this one. So, what is the work done? Work done is given by change in potential energy. The final potential energy is given by mgh2. The initial potential energy is mgh1. Mass is given, this is 1500 and g 9.8, h2 minus h1. So, let me take this 1500 into 9.8 into what is the height after reaching this one? Actually, this is 6. When it is kept here, this will be the center of mass, which will be at 3 meters height. But when it is laying on the ground, this is 2. The center of mass will be at a height of 1 meter. So, difference between the center of masses is 3 minus 1, that is 2. So, this is 3000 into 9.8. So, this will be 30 into 10 is 30,000, and this will be 29,400 joules. Option 1 is correct. 23. 12 joules of work is done in raising one end of a rod from its horizontal position to, this is the horizontal position, this is a rod, and 12 joules of work is required to rotate this rod to this position. So, here 12 joules of work is required to rotate this by 37 degrees. The extra work required to raise this to in the vertical position, to rise to this position, how much work, extra work has to be done between these two positions. So, now first of all from here to here, this is the center of mass and this is the center of mass, and length of this rod is L, and this length will be L by 2. So, now what about this height? Now, you see this is also L by 2, and if you take this one, a small triangle here, this will be the 37 degrees, this is L by 2, this is the height raised. Sine, you know this one, opposite side by adjacent side, sine 37 is 3 by 5. So, sine 37 is equal to h by L by 2, this is 3 by 5 is equal h by L by 2. So, the height raised is given by h is equal to, this will be 3L by 10. So this is the height raised in this case. So what is the work done in the first case? Work done in the first case is equal by mg into h. The m is not given, g is not given, but h is equal to 3l by 10. This is equal to 12. So what we can write? 3 by 10 mgl is equal to 12. mgl is equal to 12 2s are 3 1s, so 3 4. So this is 40. This is equation 2. Now from here to here, the length is L by 2 here. When it is come to this position, the height raised will be h dash is equal to L by 2. In the second case, from horizontal to vertical, this is mgh2, this is mg into change in height or height raised is equal to L by 2. So what is mgl? 40. So this is 40 by 2, this is 20 joules. From here to here 20, from here to here 12. So what is the extra work to be done here? 20 minus 12. So answer will be 8 joules. So the extra work to be done is going by second work done minus first work done. This is 20 minus 12, which is equal to 8 joule. Option 2 is correct. 24. A conveyor belt is moving at a speed of 4 meter per second. This is a conveyor belt which is moving at a speed of 4 meter per second. And the sand is falling here at the rate of, that is dm by dt, 120 kgs per minute. To maintain the belt moving at the same speed, what is the extra power required? The extra required power is equal to force into velocity. Force is equal to, here we can write dm by dt into v into velocity, that is the dm by dt into v square. What is the rate at which the sand is falling? 120 kg by minute can be written as 60 seconds into velocity 4 square. So this is 2, this is 4 square, 16 into 2, this is 32 watts. So option 3 is correct. 5. The potential range of projectile at the highest point of its projectile, that means at maximum height, here potential energy is found to be 3 by 4. This is 3 by 4 times the kinetic energy at the point of projection. Here kinetic energy is Ke, and here Pe is equal to 3 by 4 times the kinetic energy at the bottom. The angle of projection is, the potential energy here is given by mg h max is equal to 3 by 4 of half m u square. Mm get cancelled. So this is g. What is the h max? U square sine square theta by 2g, which is given by 3 by 8 times of the initial velocity u square. Here you can u square get cancelled, g get cancelled. So sine square theta will be 3 by 4, sine theta will be root 3 by 2. That means theta is equal to 60 degrees. So option 4 is correct. 26. 20 identical cubes of mass 1 kg each and volume 10 power minus 3 meter cube. Each are placed on a horizontal surface. So 20 cubes are placed here. Now the minimum amount of work done in arrange one over the other. So here I kept 20 cubes like this on the surface. So I have kept 20 cubes here. I want to arrange these cubes. One cube here, one more cube here, one more cube here, like that. I need to arrange 20 cubes. Already one cube is placed there. I need to bring the second cube. So what is the work done to bring the second cube onto the first cube? So work done to arrange the first cube will be 0, because already first cube was there on the surface. Now I am bringing the second cube onto the surface of the first cube here. So what is the work done to bring the second cube? This is mgh, that is m, that is mass 1 kg, g, here they are asking us to take it as g10, and height, here this is the second cube. Now I arrange this one here to here. What is the volume of the cube? 10 power minus 3 meter cube. L cube is equal to 10 power minus 3. L is equal to 10 power minus 1. So the length of this one is 10 power minus 1. Now here if you take the center of mass of this one and this one, what is the height raised here? This is L, 10 power minus 1. This is 10 power minus 1 by 2. This is 3 by 2 into 10 power minus 3 minus 1. Length. I am taking only the length. So this height is nothing but the length of this one, which I can give as 10 power minus 1 only. So these two get cancelled. This is 1 new joule. So to arrange the second block, I need to do 1 joule work. What is the work done to arrange the third block? This is MgH2, this is MgH3 from here to here. So this is 2L. So this is 1 into 10 into 2 into 10 power minus 1, that is 2 joules. Like that, what is the work done to arrange the 20th one? You see, work done, the first one is 0, second one 1, third one 2, fourth one 3, 20th one 19 joules. Now the total work done is given by W1 plus W2 plus and W20. This is a 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus and so on. The last work done was 19. So this is a n into n plus 1 by 2, sum of the n natural numbers, n into n minus 1 by 2. So this is n into n plus 1 by 2. This is the sum of n series, n first terms. So this is 19 into 19 plus 1 by 2. So this is 20 into 19 by 2, 10. So this is 190 joules. So option 2 is correct. 27. A shell of mass 20 kg. This is a shell of mass 20 kg. The track explodes into fragments whose mass and ratio of 2 and 3. 2 is to 3. So let us say one block is 2m, another fragment is 3m. So total mass of this one must be 5m. So here 5m is equal to 20 kg, m is equal to 4 kg. So this will be 8 kg and this will be 12 kg. So that means the mass of these two blocks are 8 and 12 kg each. The smaller fragment moves with the velocity of 6. So what is the velocity of this one? 6. So now we know that when the shell is at rest, m into u is equal m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Initially it was at rest, so the total moment of this shell will be 0. Now mass of this one small block is 8 and the velocity is 6 plus the other one is 12. Velocity of this one is unknown, v2. Now 8 force, 48 is equal to minus 12 v2, 12 force. So velocity of this other block is minus 4. Why it is minus 4? Why? Because this velocity is opposite to this one. That's why we get a negative value here. So this will be this. Now the kinetic energy of the larger fragment is, so kg of that 12 kg block is given by half into 12 into minus 4 square, 4 square will be. So this will be 6, 6 into 16. This is 96 joules. So the kinetic energy of this block will become 96 joules. Option 4 is correct. 28. A small test tube of mass 10 grams closed with a cork. So this is a small test tube of 10 grams. This is 10 grams closed with a cork. So this is closed with a cork of 1 gram. Contains some ether. So it contains some ether here. When the test tube is heated, the cork flies off under the pressure of the ether gas. The test tube is suspended by a weightless string of 4 centimeters length. The minimum velocity with which the cork should fly off. So what is the velocity of this one? V, they are asking. Fly off the test tube so that the test tube describes a full vertical circle. When the cork moves in this side, the test tube will go in this direction with a velocity v, and with this velocity it has to describe a complete circular path. For any particle or a body to complete a vertical circular path, velocity at the bottom. So velocity at the bottom should be given as minimum velocity root 5 gr. This must be equal to v. So what is this v value? Root over 5 into what is a small g value? Here small g is not given, you take it as 9.8 and r is equal to 4 centimeters. So this is 5 force 20 into 9.8 into 10 power minus 2. So this 20 into 9.8 or 2 into 98. This is 196 into 10 power minus 2. This is given by 1.96, or you can take root 196 is 14 into 10 power minus 1. This is 1.4 meter per second. This is the minimum velocity for this pressure tube to describe a vertical circular path. But what is the velocity of the cork they are asking? They are asking the small velocity. So, by applying law of conservation of momentum, here what we can write, initially the system is at rest, that is capital M plus small m is at rest, and this capital M is moving with the velocity v, and the small m will move with the velocity v, where small m is a mass of the car. So, this will be 10 plus 1, this is 11 into 0, initially at rest. So, after the heating, so this is coming back, the velocity is v plus m into v, where m is mass of that cork is 1. So, this is 0, 10 v is equal to 10. So, v is equal to minus 10 v. So, what the velocity of the cork is? Minus 10 into the capital V is 1.4. So, it must be minus 14 meter per second. Why we are getting? Problem number 30, a stationary gun of mass m. So, this is a gun of mass m, fires a bullet of mass small m. So, it is firing a bullet, a mass small m here. Now, the total kinetic energy of the gun and bullet just after firing was e, then recoil velocity of the gun. So, we know that when the bullet moves in this direction, the gun will recoil in the opposite direction with a velocity capital V. Let us say velocity of the bullet, in this case let me take it as small v. Initially the system was at rest, so what we can write, m plus m, that is a gun with bullet, was at rest initially. Now afterwards this is capital MV plus a small mv. As these two product is 0, so mv is equal to minus mv. That means momentum of the gun is equal minus of momentum of the bullet. That means both are having same momentum, but in the opposite direction. In this problem, what they have given, the kinetic energy of the gun and bullet after firing. So, what is the kinetic energy of this gun after firing? Half mv square. And what is the momentum of this one? Half m small v square. This is equal to capital G given. But this can also be written as square of the momentum by 2 into mass of the gun. Square of the gun by bullet by this one is also equal to 0, E. So, now if you take 2 capital M small m, if you take p square common, this will become capital M small m is equal to E. So, this is the energy of the gun and bullet after firing. I want to from this capital V. Here we have p square. So, p square is equal, bring all the terms that side, 2 capital M small m E by, this will become capital M plus small m, this is p square. So, what is p now? This is root over this. This p is the momentum of the gun as well as bullet. But what is the mass of the gun? Capital M. Velocity of the gun after firing is capital V, which is given by root over 2 capital M small m E by capital M plus small m. I want this recoil velocity. You bring this m here. So, the recoil velocity is given by root over 2 capital M small m E by capital M plus small m into, if this m comes here, this is 1 by m. If it go inside, this is m square. So this will be m square, m and m get cancelled. The final expression is 2 small m e by capital M into capital M plus small m. So option 4 is correct. 31st, one end of the spring of natural length h. Actual length of the spring is h only, h. Natural length is h. Initially it was here, now it is ground, it is fixed at ground, and the other end is fitted to a smooth ring of mass m. Here we have a ring of mass m, which is allowed to slide on a horizontal rod. This m can be allowed to slide on this one at a height h as shown in the figure. So this is the height. Now initially the spring makes an angle 37 with the vertical. So this is angle 37 with vertical when the system is released. So from this, if it is released, the speed of the ring when it spring will become vertical. So if the ring comes here, the spring will become vertical. So what is the speed here? We know that here when the ring is released, here velocity is 0. Here it will have some velocity. So that velocity v and kinetic energy half mv square. This change in kinetic energy must be equal to work done due to the compression here. This is extension, afterwards it is compression to its original length. Now this will be half mass of ring m v square. I am finding half k into what is this x. We know that in this case this is h, this is the present length, and from L to h. So the length of the spring is reducing from L to h. So what is the change in length or compression here? That is L minus h. What we can write? L minus h whole square. So this is the compression produced here. So half m v square is equal half k. Now what is this? Here if you see, all the options are in h, k, m only. So L is not there. So I want to convert this L into h. So now this is L, this is 37 degrees. So this will be 3, 4, 5. So I want this height and this one. This is cos 37 is equal 4 by 5. So from this what I can write? 4 by 5 is equal to, this is also h by L. So in place of L, what you can write? L is equal to 5h by 4. So this is 5h by 4 minus h whole square. Half and half get cancelled. mv square is equal to k into 5h by 4 minus h is equal to h by 4. So this is h by 4 whole square. mv square is equal to kh square by 16. So v square is equal to kh square by 16m, or v is equal to, if you take LC, this root here, this will become h by 4, because h square is h, 16 is 4, root k by m. So this option is here in the option 3.